Hey y'all, and welcome to Monner's Market, and welcome to my high-end handmade Christmas gifts video. I'm going to show you how to take leftover scrap wood and turn it into beautiful, gorgeous handmade Christmas gifts. Let's get into DIY number one. I am so in love with this coat rack, y'all. Look at that. Wouldn't that be beautiful above anybody's, just like when you walk in, you go to flip your light on, and just above it you find this gorgeous coat rack for your guests to be able to hang their sweaters or whatever on. Anyway, I had this leftover piece of scrap wood and I had all of these embellishments. So I just arranged the embellishments on my wood in a way that I thought it would be cute, and I took that piece obviously and glued it to the top and then glued my little edges. Now what I was doing there was trying to flip it around to see which side was prettier, because that's always the side that you want to make your focal point, and use the uglier or scratched up side to the back. Now one of my subscribers said something that made a lot of sense. Quit complaining about the scratches and the dents. I love a rustic farmhouse look, right? Well, those dents and those scratches are what help make it rustic and help make it that, give it that farmhouse feel. So I took that to heart. So thank you for leaving me that comment, and I will definitely embrace that in the future. But anyway, I'm using my wood glue, raw wood to raw wood. I am going to get the best hold that way. And then I'm going to go in with my antique wax and cover the whole thing, front, back, and sides. Now I got these embellishments from, where did I get them? Amazon. I will absolutely have them linked in the description box below in case you want some or something similar. They're always in my Amazon storefront too. If I am saying it's going to be listed, blah, 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 and I forget to list it, you can always find what I use in my Amazon storefront. I forget to mention that all the time, but my Amazon storefront is always in my description box, no matter what. So if I'm having a blonde moment and I forget to list something, then just go to my Amazon storefront and look through the different categories until you find what you're looking for. But I really do try to add it. Sometimes as soon as the video's over, I'm like, oh, let me run and go do my description box. I forgot. But, at least I get it on there eventually. Anyway, once I get this wood all covered in this antique wax, I am going in with my ivory chalk paint. And what I'm going to do is just that. I'm just going to rub it across the top. And believe it or not, I'm not rubbing hard. I'm barely kind of wiping over the wood. And look at how gorgeous that is and how beautiful. It just wakes it up and comes to life. And it's like a completely different board at this point. Now I'm going to use this welcome transfer from Chalk Couture. I don't remember right offhand if this is still available or not. But if it's not, I will try to find someone else who's selling it and link their link in the description box in case you're interested in making one of these yourself. But if we do still have it, I will have this link in my description box. Either way, hopefully I'll have a link for you to this welcome transfer. And I don't know if you noticed it or not, but it had several different welcome transfers on there. So now I'm just going to take my white paste and I am going to paste on the welcome. And then I'm going to pull my transfer off and reveal to you this gorgeous, gorgeous print. And I'm telling you, this is almost foolproof, y'all. Look at that. Look at that. Is that not just gorgeous? And how much easier can it get? Not much, right? Now, these little hooks here I got off of Amazon. When I went on a hunt to Amazon looking for them, I put in ornamental coat hooks. And the reason I put in ornamental coat hooks was to try to find something that's going to match the ornamental design in my wood embellishments, right? Not exactly like it, but the fact that they're kind of all swirly, beautiful, just kind of brought it all together. Now, I did use my white Waverly chalk paint here instead of the ivory because as dark as it was, I thought the ivory wouldn't lighten it up as much as I needed it to. And it actually worked out perfect when I added the white to the black. It was the perfect distressing that I needed to make it all match. Now you could not paint these and just leave them black, and that would be pretty. Then you would have a couple of 1, 2, 3 different shades going on there, and that would be pretty too. So you don't have to paint them if you don't want to. You don't even have to use these particular hooks, which will be linked in the description box. But these were very, very reasonable, and it came with a lot of hooks. So I'll be putting hooks on several things in the near future. But anyway, I also coated the whole entire thing, front, back, and sides, with polyurethane. And I put 2 sawtooth hangers on the back. I went in about 3 inches on both sides and added a sawtooth hanger. As long as it is, it definitely needed 2 of them so that it would even out, because it's pretty long. I would say it's maybe 2.5 foot wide. But anyway, once I got that done, it was finished, and I am obsessed with the way this turned out. Look at that, y'all. Is that not just absolutely gorgeous? I cannot wait to hear what you think about this down in the description box. Look at the ornamental pieces on that hook versus the ornamental pieces that are glued to my edges. I just love it. I think it's just perfect there. So let me know down in the comments below what you think about my welcome coat rack sign. It's all of the above. It's a welcome sign. It's a coat rack. It's everything. But I love it. Love, 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 love it.
Now let me take just a minute to introduce you to Flexispot's XRC7 recliner. Look how thin this thing came. It came in 2 boxes. The whole thing weighed less than 100 pounds and took maybe 10-15 minutes max to put together. It was so super easy to put together. I am going to kind of rush through putting it together because that's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the beauty and the comfort of this chair. It's equipped with a sturdy metal base, Flexispot, get my tongue untied, swivel rocker recliner offers a smooth, gentle 370-degree swivel, 145-degree recline, satisfying multiple needs for reading, watching TV, and napping. It is so beautiful and so comfortable. You can even sit crisscross applesauce in this humongous chair. The large seat with a width up to almost 40 inches wide and the armless design provide the most relaxed and comfortable seating experience you have ever imagined. The overstuffed backrest and the padded cushion cradles you in a soft and supports you from head to toe, and it just feels like you're sitting in a cloud. Now, I did get Donnie to help me put a little bit of it together because I'm old and I can't get on the ground as easy as I used to. But this ergonomically designed sofa chair can support up to 350 pounds, and the high-quality sturdy wood armrest provides very stable support, ensuring a much safer sitting and more relaxed than when you're lying down. And trust me, it is so stinking comfortable. Look at this beauty. Look at that. Whenever I heard armless chair, I thought, oh, that's going to be kind of weird, right? No. It's beautiful. It's comfortable. You don't have arms like coming up to your side and like taking up all your space. It's really super soft. That was my husband just kind of feeling how soft it is. Look at how sleek and beautiful this chair is. And look how it just poofed right out. Like it literally within 20 minutes had poofed out, came like not even a quarter of an inch thick. And it didn't take but about, I would say 15 or 20 minutes total to sort of puff up into this little beautiful cloud looking chair that you see here. Lila gave it her seal of approval. It was absolutely so stinking comfortable. It rocks. It swivels 360. Like, it is just amazing. I cannot say enough about this chair. There is going to be a link in my description box to Amazon. There is also right now a $25 off coupon on Amazon that you will use. I highly, highly, highly recommend this chair. It is so stinking comfortable and so beautiful. And when you let the feet out, it just glides out. Like, it's so easy. And when you stand up to push the chair back in, super easy. Like, it's not a fight to get it pushed back in. It doesn't take a lot of leg strength. It's just an all-around beautiful, comfortable chair. If you're not familiar with Flexispot, they also sell desks that raise up and down so you can stand up and sit down while you work. But today we're talking about this gorgeous chair. But for now, we're going to get right back into my video, into DIY number 2. But go follow the link down in the description box below and grab you one of these chairs.
Okay, now for DIY number 2, we are going to make a Santa tray. I love, love, love this tray. I love everything about it. This is another piece of scrap wood, and when my husband is building me a new shop, like I've told y'all for a few months now, we are almost done. We're going to be putting the wiring in tomorrow, and then next weekend we're going to put the final walls up, and then all we have to do is paint and move in, and I am super duper stoked about that. Stay tuned at the end, and I am going to give you a sneak peek of what it's looking like. I am so excited about it. Anyway, I'm taking my antique wax, and I am covering front, top, and sides, like I said, and I'm not going to bother to take this off because I'm going to be covering it up, and I want that darker wood, but you can still see the wood grain through that. Isn't that pretty? Now I'm going to take my white Waverly chalk paint, and I'm going to give it a very distressed, heavy coat of the white Waverly chalk paint. And the reason I'm putting the white on there is because the way I want to do the transfer, I needed a lighter background. And this white distressed paint gives it that rustic farmhouse feel that I'm always looking for. And I just love the way this turned out. But anyway, I did this sort of distressing to the top, the bottom, all 4 sides, and I'm going to show you how I sealed this in. It's going to be completely different than polyurethane, and I'll tell you why. Now, this is the transfer. This is absolutely still available now. It will be linked in my description box below. You could use any colors you want on this, or you can just use white. You could just use black. You can use green and red. You can use pink and brown. It doesn't matter. Use what makes it match your stuff, and you know what makes it you. Now, this is my black paste, and I am going to do Dear Santa. Thank you for, what does it say? Thank you for, oh my goodness. I'll have to read it whenever I take it off. You know, I've chalked this on there, but it's been a few days and I honestly don't remember. Anyway, at the bottom, it says something like a sweet treat for you on the left. And then in the middle bottom, it says we can't forget the reindeer. And then on the right, it says something similar to, and and milk to wash it down. So it's just really cute. It's a cute tray to leave for Santa. Now, this is our gold shimmer paste, and I did all of my stars that are on there in the gold shimmer paste. I just thought it would be pretty to make the stars kind of sparkle on the board. So I did every single little star on there in the gold, and it just, I can't wait to pull it off and show you. It's so beautiful. Once I got that done, now I'm going to my first little ring. I'm going to do in my pesto. I'm going to cover it in my pesto, and then I'm going to do each 3 of the rings in a different color, right? So my next color is eucalyptus, and I love it. It's a green, but it's almost got like a tint of blue in it. And I just did this one in the eucalyptus, and then the bottom one I'm going to do in sage. And it is so pretty, and these colors worked so well together, and I just love the way it's going to turn out. I can't wait to pull that transfer back and show you what it looks like. Now, if you see those little swirly embellishments at the top, I'm going to use my shimmer melon on that. And look at that. That's a beautiful color. Again, it's really shimmery and almost looks like it's got glitter in it. But it's not a glitter that's going to fall off on everything. So once I did those little embellishments, this transfer was done. And let me show you what it looks like when we peel it back. Look at this. I'm so excited. Dear Santa, thank you for visiting our home. That's what it says. Look at those 3 colors together. Now, this is called Triple Thick Glaze by Rust-Oleum. I'm going to shake it really, really, really good and get it all mixed up. And then I am going to give it really light right there like that. I'm going one way, then going the other way. That is literally it. And then I did it on the sides and the back. And look at the sheen that it gives. Isn't that beautiful? Now, this is not completely dry at the time, but can you see the way the sun's bouncing off of it? I love it. Now, I'm going to take these handles. These are just some very inexpensive little handles that you can get from Home Depot. They are less than $2 a piece, and they're very rustic. They're very cute, and they are perfect for one of these little trays. And I am going to get them positioned. Of course, you want to make sure you're measuring it to make sure that they're in the middle of your board so that when you pick your board up, it's going to be even and you're not going to risk spilling your milk. Because when you leave your milk for Santa, you want to make sure you get it to the spot it's going without spilling anything. So I'm just going to measure, making sure that my handles are in the middle, and I'm just going to screw them in there. And these go in so easy on this wood. Once I do that, I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to put some felt pads on the bottom. Now, my husband said I went way overkill by putting too many on there, but you can never have too many, in my opinion, because this is going to keep it from scratching up your counters or your tables or wherever you set it at. Now, these are already very, very sticky, and you don't have to use any glue, but I had my glue handy and it was already hot. So I just put a little bit of wood glue on the bottom of those pads, and I will never have to worry about them coming off of this tray. Once I'd done that, I was finished with this tray, and look how stinking cute that is. A tasty treat for you is what it says under the cookies. I'm so obsessed with this. We can't forget the reindeer. How cute is that? Gotta leave the reindeer some carrots and milk to wash it down. Is this not the cutest little thing? Now, if you want, you can also add your child's name somewhere on there, like maybe the bottom right. Love Joni, or love Lila, or love Sarah, or love Macy, or whatever your kid's name is, or your grandchild. You can make it personalized too. So definitely let me know what you think about my Santa tray down in the description box below. I am absolutely obsessed with this tray, and I really can't wait to hear what you think about it. Now, let's get into DIY number 3. I was not going to make another tray, but I had this big, and when I tell you it's big, piece of wood from, where did I get it? From Walmart for months and months and months. Now, I'm showing you those little marks on the back because that's what I'm going to use for my bottom. Now, you see when I pulled that, take the price tag off, how it had the square. Watch what I do. I just take some white Waverly chalk paint. I'm going to wipe it on, dry it really, really good, and then I'm going to take my sanding block and I'm just going to sand it down, and look at there. You can't even tell that once had a blank empty spot. It just all blends in together. Now I'm going to take my half beads that I got from Woodpecker Crafts. Again, they will be linked in the description box below. If I don't link the half beads, which I should, there is always also a link to Woodpecker Crafts in my description box because I use them so much. But I'm just going around the tray and I'm measuring out how many half beads I need. Then I'm going to lay them on my tape. And this makes it easy so that when you're painting your half beads, they don't get away from you and sling and like go everywhere. This was also a tip from a subscriber many, many, many months ago. Could have even been last Christmas time for all I remember. But you guys give me the best tips and tricks, so keep them coming. I love them. I would have never thought to do this, and it saves me so much time and energy now. Again, I'm taking the antique wax and I am just going to paint all over my little half beads. We don't have to worry about wiping them off because we're just using the antique wax as a base. And once we get them all painted on and let them dry completely, then we are going to go over it with some white Waverly chalk paint and distress them. Now, you know what? Let me go back to DIY number 2 because I forgot to tell you why I didn't use polyurethane. If I would have took the wet liquid from the polyurethane and tried to wipe it on my tray, it would have mixed in with that chalk and it would have messed it all up. It would have it would have come up and it would have just been a nasty mess because our chalk paste is made to where you can clean it off and start over. So that's why I didn't use the polyurethane on that one. I just wanted to make sure I told you why I used a triple glaze. Now I'm showing you the different choices that I have here. I could either use these finials from Woodpecker Crafts or the ones from Lowe's. And this little screw here was a little bit too long to use because it would have went through about 1/4 inch on the other side. And I was like, oh man, I really wanted to use these. I guess I'll use the other ones, which are beautiful. And my husband was like, just take that off. And I'm like, I didn't know you could take those off there. Look at him. He's brilliant. I cannot brag about him enough, y'all. I know I've said something about him the past several videos, but come on now. I could not have done half this stuff without him. So he removed my little screws for me. And I just took my wood hot glue and I'm going to glue them down in a little bit. But before I do that, I'm going to take my antique wax and I'm going to give them a really good coat of that wax to bring out the gorgeous wood. And I want you to watch and see. Now, I am not staining the bottom of my little legs here because I want to make sure that they attach to that board as good as possible. But look at how pretty they are. I'm just using a baby wipe, and I'm taking that baby wipe and I'm putting it down in the antique wax, and I'm wiping it right onto my little legs. And you can use these things for anything. You don't have to use them for the legs that they are intended for. Now I'm going to take my little beads off. They have dried and they are ready to go. And I'm going to take them off and I'm just going to glue them all down. And you know what I like to do? I like to take my 4 points, or in this case, 8 points because of the little pieces that are sticking up. And I like to put them right there where they go in the middle. And then I kind of go off of those and do like half there and then half again. And it just makes it so much more even, in my opinion, than just trying to start with one and go all the way around. I always mess myself up when I do it like that. Like nothing's ever centered if I do it that way. But if I take and do it like I just said, where I put, one, the top, the bottom, the sides or whatever, it just works out perfectly every time. Now I'm just taking my little needle nose pliers, picking my half bead up, putting a dot of that wood glue on, and putting it back down. And this works so good. They're so tiny and my fingers are so fat. If I try to hold them in my fingers, I'm going to burn myself with that hot glue every time, and it is hot. It's beyond hot. Now I'm going to take my little feet and my wood hot glue and I'm going to glue them right on those little points on the bottom. Now, before I did this, no, it was after I did this, I did put a coat of polyurethane on this tray and the legs. But again, I know you don't want to just sit here and watch me paint clear stuff on what I'm making, so I just want to make sure you know that they did get a coat of polyurethane on them. Now I'm just taking the same handles that I used on the Santa tray. You can use absolutely any handles you want to use for this. Anything would be gorgeous on this. I did leave them black because I thought it was so pretty, the contrast of the white and the black. I thought that was just gorgeous together. But when I took my heat gun right there, what I was doing was just hitting all of the like extra little wood, not wood, but the glue strings. Because if you hit it with your heat gun, they're going to melt and go away and you don't have to worry about them anymore. Now I'm just measuring up where my little handles need to be. I'm going to mark my spot and I'm going to get my drill and I'm going to screw them in. And that is going to be all there was to making this beautiful tray. Now this is some type of serving tray if you want it to be, or a riser, whatever you want to call it. But it is a good size piece. It's so big. And to me, it's just beautiful. And I'm so tickled at the way this turned out. Look at that. How stinking cute is that, y'all? Is that not crazy? It looks so much bigger when you don't have anything on it, you know. But those half beads to me is exactly what it needed. That way, if you have something on your tray, you don't have to worry about it like sliding off your tray. You know, it just gives it a little bit of a lip. And it makes it more rustic, in my opinion. But I love the tray. This might be my favorite of the whole. I don't know, man. This is a good video, in my opinion. I love it. I definitely want to hear which one's your favorite, but we'll get to that in just a minute when we're doing the final reveal. But let me know what you think about my tray down in the comments. And now here we're going to show you everything together. This was hard to do because all three of these pieces are huge. And my little butcher block table is not that big. I mean, it's big, but it's not big enough to have three significant pieces on top of it. But let's take another look at that coat rack. And that's so stinking beautiful. I love it. I love the ornamental look of those embellishments. It just makes it look so stinking fancy. That's a beautiful welcome sign, very rustic. Again, we're going to take a peek at my table that we just showed you. I love those legs. And they're very inexpensive. You get 2 in a pack for just a few dollars. Again, all this is going to be linked in the description box below. It might take me a minute to do it after the video if I forget I didn't do it. But it will eventually be linked in the description box below. And then we're going to take a look at my little Santa tray again. Oh, I don't think I'm through looking at this riser. I'm so in love with this, y'all. It's so pretty. I love the shape of that wood. Now we're going to go back to Santa's tray one more time. I love it. The little carrots for the reindeer and the milk. Oh, I'm so obsessed. Dear Santa, thank you for visiting our home. Hey, Santa, we left you cookies. Look at how pretty that shimmer paste is. And I love the finish that the triple thick glaze put on my tray. Now, is it food safe? I don't know. Did I eat those cookies off that tray? I sure did. And I ate the carrots. So if you're like all messed up and worried about that kind of stuff, put your little doily under it. You can get some teeny tiny doilies and stick on top of it. Me, I'm not worried about it. I'm an old lady that's ate dirt and all kind of stuff. So at this point, I'm not even worried about it. But anyway, if you are new to my channel and this is your first time here, welcome to Monner's Market. My name is Brenda, but my sweet grandbabies call me Monner. I have a video that comes out every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I would love for you to join us in our live chat that I try to do during every premiere of every video. We have a wonderful, wonderful time. And as I've said, every single video, we've just become a little family and we catch up ask about how everybody's doing and get the latest and greatest on everybody. And it's just a fun time. So anyway, I will see you next Tuesday at 8 p.m. with another video. But for now, thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. Be blessed. Bye now.